All right, all right, all right. Judah, 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 Judah. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me, coming again on this devil platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely early morning in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall. I shall, and I will rest therein. I woke up this morning and could not believe that we had snow. I mean, now, I ain't talking about snow, I'm talking about snow. And I'm like, wait a minute. See, this let you know, not you, but let me know that we are in a DAY that not even man can come anywhere near it and what it's going to be each and every day. They can't even come close. And that's what I'm beholding as a prophetess in the wilderness. Because I'm like saying, Father, seems like nobody getting it. It seems like no one is really getting nothing. And it is exactly like that. And it's meant for me to see it like that. So I'm coming to you with a message regarding Judah. I want to say to you that I am a student of the spirit, the ruach of the creator. Okay. And I come in the lineage of Judah. Okay. And I was predestined, ordained, and foreknew before the foundation of the world to enter in the bloodline of Judah. Okay. So I want to say unto you, Judah don't even know how blessed he is. Oh, excuse me. He is as a nation. And as a nation, he has stumbled with who he is. First and foremost, who he was. Because he don't know who he is until he know who he was. And who he is and who he shall be. Okay? And this is where it gets kind of saddened. Because as who he was and who he is and who he's going to be, they all matches in the bosom of the Father. Because the Father knew the beginning to the end. And I notice one thing he never allow me to ride on is the other 12 tribes. He never said anything to me in my spirit regarding the other tribes. It's always talking about Judah. And when you hear people talking about every race outside of their own tribe, then mentally you know that there is something seriously wrong. Because it's a reason for you to know about your own before you know about anybody else's. But what Judah has done, he has not learned of himself. Okay? He has not learned wait a minute, let me find out what was Judah consist of. What is Judah consist of today? And what is Judah going to be like tomorrow or the days to come? But because Judah never awakened, and Jacob said that he wouldn't. Jacob said that in Genesis 49 and verse 8, Jacob said that Judah would not awaken. He said, who would awaken him? He speaks of him as a cub to an old lion. That lets you know the beginning to all the way to the end. So it leads Sister Deborah right back where she at today. This is why Judah never did and never can and never will be able to reach the destiny of really who he was and who he is, nor who he's going to be. And when he come to the true awakening, it was when the Lion of Judah shall awaken him. That's it. So all of this cult and this fake Hebrew Israelite movement, let me tell y'all something. You're caught in You caught up from the floor about every other tribe outside of yourself. And you have forsaken who you are. If you would have put, now I ain't gonna say if you would have, because it's already been said in time past that you would not. Jacob, I believe, I salute Jacob and I respect Jacob because Jacob spoke it. Jacob spoke it and left it for Judah. Did Judah pick it up? Never did. Judah never picked that thing up. Never picked up what Jacob said. This lead me to realize that where Jacob is where Judah is where Judah need to be. Where Judah is where Judah need to be. So it comes back to me again. What would be the purpose, Father, of sending this prophetess down to speak unto Judah if Judah shall never awaken until the line of Judah enter in to the promised land? Oh, the line of Judah is going to be there, you guys. The line of Judah will be there, you guys. The line of Judah will be there. Because it's impossible for Judah to waken without the Lion of Judah. The Son of Man presence is going to bring with the power, which is the right hand of the Father, to awaken Judah in a way that Judah has never awakened. So this is the reason why Sister Deborah desires so much out of Judah that Judah cannot put out. Judah cannot put out what is not in him. You see, it has not been given to him to put out anything because of the action of him himself throughout time. So he's not given anything but to wait, okay, until Shiloh. You see, in a sense, the lion awakened him. You see, and they're not going to, because I wondered. I said, now wait a minute, Father. These people sitting here and they ain't even understanding Deuteronomy 28 endgame. You heard them talking about everything on the four corners of the earth. Everything about all races and all denominations and what they did to us. And he said they can't even talk about what's going on or what has happened to them because they're in a sleep beyond a sleep. Now, did he say that this is the strangest thing? This is what's really strange. Judah is the only one that's at a slumber. Judah is the only one that does not have a mindset to be awakened. Even though I'm hearing Judah out of all the 12 tribes being the front runner. And I'm like saying, but Father, how could Judah be the front runner from based on, I guess I'm looking also in spirit and also in the natural. I don't see any other 12 tribes roaring like Judah. You see? But Judah has a position out of the 12 tribes to always stand above the other 11. You get it? But just because Judah is standing above the other 11 doesn't mean that Judah is in there doing what Judah really should be doing. Because Judah is at a standstill of what Jacob said that he would in that day. You get to Genesis 49, and let me just see if I can see that. In Genesis 49 and verse 1, Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourself together, and I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days, with an S. In the last days, with the S. Now, I want you to go to Proverbs 16 and verse 4. Proverbs 16 and verse 4. In Proverbs 16, verse 4, it says, and Yah has made all things for himself. So I want you men out there in the tribe of Judah, no woman wasn't made for you, and you not and you not made for woman. You, male and female, them was created for who? Yah himself. Yah didn't create anything for the flesh of anything on the earth. Yah didn't create anything for the flesh of anything on the earth. Yah created all things for himself and his will, which is spirit. So it's not about woman being created for a man. That's that Roman Catholic embedded words. Okay, like you would say, obey your master that have ruler over you. Roman Catholic embedded words. So when you get to Proverbs 16 and verse 4, Yah has made all things, hear me men, all things for himself. Woman wasn't created for the flesh of a man. Woman was created for the Father himself. Why? Because when he saw man, he realized his creation of man doesn't look good without woman. Right then, he was letting every man on the face of the earth know his own creation and his will is not created until woman is added in with man so that they can do what? Complete the will of the Father, not the pleasure of a man. When you say man, woman was created for man, you bring in woman created for the flesh of a man. That's what you created for. See, either a woman's going to be created for Yah, or woman's going to be created for man. If woman is created for man, it's saying that woman was created only to pleasure man's flesh. You didn't think of that, did you? You can't put it that way, because in Genesis chapter 1 and verse 26 and 27 and 28, he said, I created them. All of these things were created for them. And then he began to tell you what he wanted them to do, male and female, not male and male. This is another mystery that many of you all don't understand, why you have a lot of men on this earth in the homosexual thing, because they step out of the creation of a creator, the creator's will. Knowingly, the Father knew. That's why he separates the seed of the serpent from the seed of the woman. And the woman is not a female entity. He's speaking of the seed of the spirit. He put intimacy between them so they can be different in every shape, form, or fashion. So when we stand on the earth and we say that woman was created for man and not man for woman, that's a lie from the pit of hell. The Roman Catholic has smeared its way in. And that's why not just all nationality of women were put into a captivity of slavery and of labor through MEN, because they switched Genesis chapter 1. The true powerful verse on the face of the earth, that if you wanted to go into the spiritual realm, that's to be the first verse you got to go to. And let me tell y'all something. Every question someone has about scientists, how things was created, why this is like this here, let me tell you something. Touch base with Sister Deborah. I can break it down and I can break it up, and you can take it from there. Because if we forsaken Genesis 1 and 2, then we have forsaken any and everything that fall under the Creator's power. So you can't just do away with it, because man has smeared things. So when you get into Genesis and you see that it says man was in Genesis chapter 2, woman was created for man and not man for woman. And then it always expound on making sure you go back to woman was in the garden, she was, in a sense, enticed, or she was whatever she was, man had to be first. So before Eve could be enticed or anything, Adam have to. That's why it made you. That's why they forgot to put him. They should have put him somewhere else and not with her. You see, this is where you know what's what. They should have put her somewhere else instead of with her. But their intelligence in the flesh cannot outweigh the will of the creators in the spirit. So they got caught with their pants down because he was with her. It wasn't fruit that she took. It wasn't something she took that he didn't take at the same time, y'all. Let's put it like that. Now, I'm just taking you to spirit and truth now. Don't get mad. I'm taking you to spirit and truth, Judah. Okay? I know what you bypassed it, even though you ride on Torah. See, these are the things I'm saying to you. The reason why this sister is so hammering our men. Because if they only knew, but they don't know, and the Father is bringing this forth this morning to let you all out there understand that this prophetess is fully aware that Judah don't know where he was, where he is, and where he's going to be. Because Jacob had already called him out in Genesis 49. So he's going to be exactly what Father Jacob said. Sleep until Shiloh. See, he's awakening something. It's going to awaken him. Because I couldn't figure it out. Why is it this Judah cannot wake up? I'm like saying, but Father, why they can't open up the door? Why they got the key? Open up the door, you guys. Come on. And the door was spirit and truth all the time. All that time, all these 5 years, I've been trying to get a video that someone of the tribe of Judah can truly open up the door. And it's not so much as just open up the door. Step in that bad boy. Come on, step up in that door at the front door. Step up in that room. They couldn't do it, even to today. Not one can step up in the room. The door at the front of the house, they have the keys, but now one can open the door with the keys, nor can they step in. And I couldn't figure that out as a prophetess in the wilderness until the spirit of the Ruach, of the creator, explained it to me. They can't. Jacob already said. Jacob called him out as a cub to an old lion, letting you know, Deborah, they're not going to come up until the true lion of Judah roar. See, and that's something they don't know nothing about. They so busy making pictures and this, but the whole idea, you know what, y'all, let me tell y'all something. The whole idea of us coming to a land that we knew not of, why you all thought it was a bad thing and we were slavery, they did this and they did that. If you could just step in the realm of the creator and see the beauty of why we are here. I know you looked at it, it's just like me. This morning I woke up, I was saddened in my spirit. I was saddened in my flesh. I was saddened in my spirit. I was saddened in my flesh. I said, Father, it just looked like everything on the earth was created for wicked and evil. It don't seem like no good come out of anything. If you want to say good is a part of evil, then this is the reason why good is not coming out of it. He said that everything that we as an individual go through, if we will go through it with him and understand what he done and how he set it up, we can understand the outcome. We can understand what we're in and why, and still look at it as beautiful. And then I began to see exactly what he was saying when he had me sitting down to write all this other stuff. I was like, oh, wow, it's some art in it, you guys. Us being over here, it is some art that's in it. And let me tell you how beautiful the art is that we are never going to paint the picture for our own tribe to see the beauty of who we are. We'll never paint that picture, y'all. But y'all say, Deborah, I'm coming. I'm gonna bag that thing up. I have already got the picture in the heaven. But I want you to understand that your purpose is to deal with Judah. Your lane has been created. You stay in it in spirit and truth. Don't go in it in the realm of the flesh of Judah. Stay in it in the spirit of where I have called you into Judah. Don't go in the realm of the flesh. Stay in it in the realm of the spirit. That's why every time I see things going on, I don't see it as victory or as someone's doing something to us. Because if we only knew the spiritual realm of who we were, who we is, and who we gonna be, you'll realize they ain't done nothing to us. Then you all, the whole ideal of the Lion of Judah, you have to see that it is one. Once you see that Lion of Judah and the beauty of what he looked like and the king of what he stood like, what happened to you men? What happened? Where is Judah? Where is Judah? Where is that king that rules? I sat there and I was playing with my pit bull down in the basement last night. I'm gonna set an example, and I'm gonna go back. No, let me put that first. In the book of Proverbs, verse 16 and verse 4, Yah has made all things for himself. For himself. All things, some things, maybe a few things. No, check the Father. All things in which you see was created for what? For himself. So woman can't be created for man. Woman was created to work with man to bring in who? The will of the Father. Could the Father bring forth life if he had orchestrated from heaven to come another way? But the way he orchestrated is, I'm going to put this life in the womb of a man, and he's going to transfer it into a woman to bear, and she's going to nourish it, eat right, do the things that's right while she has it in her womb, and she's going to bring it to her breast. She's going to nourish it. She's going to take care of it. Okay? So this is the will of the Father, that man and woman are created to what? To complete his will, to bring forth life. That's powerful. Man went and told us woman was created for his pleasure. See, she could only be created for his pleasure when it said that woman was created for man. What is man? Flesh. So we got to understand all of that was a lie. The reason why man and woman is carrying the will of the Father. Let's go to John chapter 1. And this is where Judah never will wake up to. And it's okay. It's okay that Judah is never going to wake up to, because they're going to only wake up to the books that the Roman Catholic been writing and printing and typing and putting out for them. That's the only thing that man, the tribe of Judah, male and female, is going to understand. And the Father is going to suffer them to understand. Why? Because it matches what Jacob said in Genesis chapter 1 and verse 8. Judah is not going to awaken. He's not going to awaken. So all this awakening, let me tell you something. And I'm like saying, if he ain't going to awaken, Father, why are you sending me amongst Judah? He said, so there always be a light in the midst of Judah. Because Judah is not going to fully at all awaken to the truth of the whole matter. And I see that. And it makes sense from the beginning of any book you got to the end. Because Judah is clowning in written books. Judah is not clowning in spirit and truth. Judah is clowning in all these. What they don't understand, one book is written and all others are written from the same one that has printed up the first one. So when you think you're finding your way home, no, you're going deep into the forest. You have lost your way. It's like I told y'all all the time. They're going way out in the middle of the ocean. And they can't even see dry land. Because they don't hear the ones that Yah has given the light to, so that they can see their way to dry land. So they goes after further out to make exactly what they're reading be fulfilled. But they can't even see what they're reading, because they don't have the light in the right hand and the spirit and truth to teach them what they are reading from all these books. See, they thought they can grab the books and be able to justify and clarify and identify to their own people truth. That's not truth, baby. Truth comes only through spirit and truth. Truth don't come through the books that a man and a woman reads. It comes through spirit and truth. Okay? No one on the face of the earth outside of my brothers and my sisters in the body of Hamashiach that are mission predestined and ordained to sit amongst Judah to give them a pen needle of light, meaning hope for the hopeless. But Judah is not even taking the pen needle of light. They're taking their own self. Okay, now watch this. Now, in this, it speaks of, in John, I'm showing you where it is impossible. It is impossible for the creation and the purpose of man to be a woman to be created for man. Let's show you. In the Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 4 and 5, it reads, in him was life. We're talking about the creator is life. And he wants to give life was the light of men. Right there, 99.9 of the tribe of Judah can't grip that. Because why? They have not the light. They have not spirit and truth residing in them to make them understand what this is. If they understood the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 4, then they would understand that they had it wrong all the time. Woman was not created for man. We were all created for the will of the Father. And what was the will? To bring life forth. Was a part of his will. That was a part of his creation in Genesis chapter 1. And we took it and made it the way we want to see it, the way we want to feel it, the way we want to believe it were in our flesh. And we have lived it to the utmost according to our flesh. So here he is in the Gospel of John chapter 4. And this is what I was explaining to you all, and I will, as long as I live. I keep explaining to you all, you have to have spirit and truth. Spirit and truth is not your flesh. It is the spirit of the creator in you, teaching you spirit and truth. Okay? And the only way you can see beyond what everybody else been teaching, preaching, and what everybody else believed, and everybody else's interpretation of all these books, the only way you can be able to see through that is with the light. The light show you what's going on in the darkness and what's in the light. That's what the light is for. If you got a pen needle of light, you good, y'all. You good. Okay? And that's what the light is for. So you can see in the world while he teach you in the spirit of what the world was, is, and shall be. So when you get into the Gospel of John, here it is. This is what the tribe of Judah, this is why I know as a prophetess in the wilderness that's sent down here to minister and to teach Judah. To dig deep down within and see if he holds spirit and truth. To teach Judah that you, bro, got to have a light in your right hand, not in your left. So that you may see into these books. These people think they can go in the books without a lamp, without a light. They think they can interpret all these books that the same Roman Catholic that created this King James Bible and smeared it up and down, created every book that they go into. Y'all, it's not a book, right? He writes it in your heart, everything that he wants you to know and teach you. He wrote it upon your heart from your spiritual heart. And you can see in Ezekiel 36 how he tell you, I'm going to give you two hearts. I'm going to give you a new heart of flesh and I'm going to give you a new heart of the spirit. Men today in the tribe of Judah have no idea that they got two hearts. They don't understand. So when I see here in the Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 4, in him was life. That's showing you that the Creator telling you, I got the life, y'all. Watch this here. And the life was carried with a light. You see that light, you guys, lowercase L-I-G-H-T, that's your spirit. Through his breath, he brought into that flesh of a man a spirit. Why? Deborah tell them, I only gave them the light because that's what I gave them. That's like my image is a light. I put it in them. How do you know, Deborah? Continue reading the Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 4. Listen to what he said. And the light was men. He was wanting to place in our men a light, which represent an L-I-G-H-T is a spirit. That's an image to his spirit. How did he get it into that man? He gave him the breath who blew in a spirit unto man. There it is, telling you, men, 100 true. So men were always holding the life of males and females within them. And listen to verse 5. And the light shineth, but darkness, the light shineth in the darkness. So the power of that spirit that was the image of Yah, that Yah put into males, men, he wanted you to know, you guys, it has been working all the time. How does it work? What does he say? Verse 5, the Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 5. And the light shineth in darkness. Meaning the spirit of his image that he gave you, it shined in your flesh. It meant something to your flesh. It shined brighter in your flesh. But listen to what it says. And the darkness, which is the flesh, comprehend it not. Judah today speaks of Torah, speaks of the Creator, we're not out even understanding who he is that exists within them. Men I'm speaking of right now. I'm talking about men. So therefore he put this in you and you never comprehended even to today. You still don't know nothing about the L-I-G-H-T that was blown in you from the life of Yah. He put it into men. So the reason why he put it into men is because that was his will of how he was going to bring what? It to be living on the earth. All these people that you see is due to the way he created the womb of a man and a womb of a woman for the purpose and the will of his own. That's why Adam couldn't sit with life and the light, because he had too much invested in him to hold, to bring the will of the Father. We have to bring woman in. And now bringing woman in, now the will, the plan, and the purpose of Yah can now be brought forth on the earth. But when woman wasn't created, man couldn't bring forth the will of the Father without woman. So Yah built woman, brought her to him so they can become one in the flesh. One in the flesh also means to bring another flesh forward. That's part of male and part of female. But we have to bring the will of the Father forward before his will can be done. See, you all didn't know this was always about the will, the purpose of himself. And woman is impossible. It's no such thing as woman was created for man. There's no such thing. This is how they end up getting the over. And this is where you see the world today. Like James Brown said, this is a man's world because man turned the world of Satan out of the will of the Father. And the Father knew it all the time. That's why he put 2 trees in the garden. If he wanted it to follow him, he would have only had the one. But he put 2. See, you all don't understand. Why did he put 2? Because heaven had 2 sets of books in the heaven. So he brought that same thing down to the earth. That's why your prayer said, like it is in heaven, let it be like it is on earth, like it is in heaven. See, y'all missed it all. Y'all think y'all rumbling and y'all controlling everything on this earth. You ain't controlling nothing but your wicked and evil. You're controlling the ways of Satan. Okay, so when you get to Genesis, you also see in Genesis 49 and verse 8 in how no, in verse 8 and verse 9 and how no, Genesis chapter 49 in verse 9 and 10 and how Jacob, still living, telling Judah, Judah, you never gonna get up. Only one's gonna get you up. And that's going to be the Son of Man. Now, I want to explain something to you all that you all left out. You all have never had it right, Judah. Men, especially, and women. The women is really considered silly. They are terribly silly. Because I think, say for instance, the reason two comes together or two can bring forth a unity is because they can balance together. See, and what they taught is the way of the flesh, that man ruled, he was first, he was created. No, 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 no. When you step into Genesis 1, it lays it out. So this is why Sister Deborah tell you, when they talk about Torah, don't listen to them. Ain't now one of them following anything in Torah, because if they was following anything in Torah, they'll start back to the beginning and they can see where they got off of total will of the Father and went into Satan's will. They can't see it. They can't see it because they love the way of the world, that the way that they have set it up for them. They have not received spirit and truth through the spirit, through the ruach of the Creator. They have not received it. And they're content, just as Jacob said. Jacob said that. That's one thing I like about Jacob's last words in Genesis 49. I love the way he said it because it was shot. It was to the T of what Sister Deborah today can embrace and understand exactly where Judah always been. So Judah right now is what you call role playing. Judah, I am the prophetess in the wilderness. So here to let you know, you are just clowning. The beauty of coming over to the land of our captives. Let me cut this here heat down. It's tearing me up here. Excuse me. Okay. Judah in Genesis 49, this is why Sister Deborah do not believe in listening to my own tribe when it come down to Genesis 49. I want to tell y'all this book is the best guide to study, because when the Ruach come in, you can see and you can feel him teaching you through it, showing you what's what lined up with his word and what is not of him. And from what I have learned throughout these years, a lot of it does not line up with what he's teaching you from the inside. See what people don't understand, there's two ways to learn. You can learn from the outside or you can learn from the inside. What do you mean, Deborah? You can learn from the flesh or you can learn from your spirit. The reason why your flesh can't learn through all these books and through this Bible is because there's an inner man of who you are. The Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 4 and 5. He's telling you there's a light in you that's his image. That light is going to give you the ability to understand spirit and truth. And what do you mean? It's going to teach you from the inside out. And what people have done, they have totally 100% forsaken the inside, who really has the key to the outside. Isn't that deep? And because you don't have the respect and the honor for he that comes and teach from the inside, and you know not how to receive him to be that great one in the inside, then therefore he allow you from this day and from the day that you have embraced it, the outer man to be your teacher. When you are the teacher and you are learning from the outer man, you are your own head. Okay? You are your own head. You are your own leader. You are your own teacher. Why? Because you're learning everything from the outer man and not having the respect for he that's in the inner man. So what do? He embrace you as you are from the outer man and let your outer man teach your inner man. So this is why so many people are lost with a cause and without a cause, because they only can understand that which they read and they study on the outer man, and they have not been able to embrace the light that's on the inner man. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 4 and 5, explain that to you and lays it out. That's also show you that it was not meant for man to think that a woman is created for a pleasure. A woman is created for a man so that they may meet Genesis 1, chapter 26, 27, 28. Bam. That's it. Wait a minute, Deborah. What do you mean? Well, when he saw Adam in the garden, it became not good, even though it was his will to put Adam first like that. But he letting you know, y'all, this is not completed because my will is not completed. Let me create woman to help him meet my will. See, they thought that when he created woman and brought her to him and for him, he thought it was a flesh thing. Oh, it's my feelings and she's supposed to do this and she's supposed to only be there to be on her back and work and labor. He didn't tell you that, man. He told you he created everything in the beginning. You took it out mentally because when Satan took on Adam and Eve, not Eve and Adam, he took on Adam and Eve because Adam was the only one given. And no one ever on this earth will embrace spirit and truth of the whole matter. The spirit and truth of the whole matter was when Eve were, let's say, tempted. It was okay for Eve to be tempted, said the Most High Yah, because Eve were not given, Deborah, what Adam was given. Adam was given the law, the commandment. And he stood with Eve in the midst of being tempted and did not uphold that one commandment and that law, which were only given to who? Who did I create first, Deborah? Who did I give this law and this commandment to, Deborah? Who, Deborah? Who? You gave it to Adam. So it was not Eve that was tempted. It was Adam all the time. For man to make sure they rewrite this book, they had to take it out of their creation and their way and their fault and put it in the line of the only one that was there, which was Eve. It cannot have been Eve. Because if I wanted Eve to uphold that one commandment in law, with that consequence, I would have waited till I created her, put her with Adam and said, you all are not to do this. So I said to the father, when I was a little girl, a young girl, I said, wait a minute. Eve said you said not to touch, but you didn't tell that to Adam. He said, because Deborah, it was never Eve that was tempted. It was always Adam. He had already been tempted. And it was him that was causing or trying to allow Eve to get a taste of what he had already been tempted by and had accepted. So they made it look real pretty for y'all. I said, Father, it's over, ain't it? That's when I was young. He said, yeah. And when me and him was talking about over, we were talking about the way that he created. Everything was over. The way that he created. They had changed everything just that instant. And when we take books that man has created and make it the power of a unseen Yah. Yah said that is unjust, that is unrighteous, and it's not of his taste, not of his characteristic. He is a spirit. He did not make these books and the words that rest therein. He said, but what he can do is he can come in the spirit in which he has given us, and he can reside there and teach us all things if we want. But it's only he coming in the spirit that he knows that has the door open for him to enter. And this is why people enter into all the books and they find pleasure and enjoyment, because the world gives them what they need based on what they study and they believe. And this is their support system, the world. But when it come down to spirit and truth, they don't understand why the gate is so narrow. And why is it he's speaking of a narrow gate and very few is going into the gate. But I think the greater power that rests in that narrow gate is it's something that one has to find. See, and to find it, you have to be in a place to find that narrow gate. So what happens is he has allowed permissive will as he did in the garden. He said there, like I said, he said there wasn't, even when they say man was created, woman was created for man and man not for woman, right there was the red flag. The red flag was with, even in this book, when they said Adam, Eve was being tempted. No, Adam had already been tempted. That was the hand that smeared the words. And that's where I explained to you, you would never understand that unless you have the Ruach of the Creator. He won't even give it to you. He'll let you rest right where you at in your study. He'll let you get all your praise and all your glory right here on the earth. That's why I try to expound on people the difference for when you support the world versus when you support those that represent Yah. Yah has already said what he would do to those individuals that support his. But you don't and you won't. And that's kind of good, because it shows you that your gifts and your rewards are so laid in heavens to where earthly people can't come nowhere near who you are, because your rewards is so abundantly in the kingdom, and their rewards are here on the earth. And this is why they get checks. This is why the devil plant all these platforms. See, you all never understood. This is a part of what I was explaining to you all. I don't receive none of Judah in their teaching, because they haven't realized anything that is spirit and truth. None of Judah has the light. And I'm coming back with another video, and I'm going to cover that, and I'm going to go back to where he, here it is here. This is the lesson. I got totally off of it, and the only reason why I got off of it because he had to have taken me there, because there's no way I got such beautiful things he's given me for Judah. But I don't even feel sad regarding Judah, because I have to respect the will of the Father that has already been created for this particular tribe. But I learned also, you guys, that the captivity we are in, it was not just for what we had done, it was also for us to have those that are of spirit and truth and the light to understand that the reason behind the 400 years was a lot of light. There was a lot of things in it, and even within that time period, they still didn't get it. Let me show you an example. He said that they sitting back talking about the promised land like I owe them something. He said Judah sitting and teaching and preaching about all 12 tribes, and he didn't understand. He was the leader of the other 11 tribes. His example was supposed to have been the the example of how to really serve uh, our Creator, our Most High Yah. And even to today, they cannot even lead their own tribe to the light. They cannot even lead their own tribe to spirit and truth. And for this reason, that's why he said that I don't hear about the other 11 tribes, because they were to look at us as Judah. And Judah didn't have nothing to look at, because Jacob had already said it in Genesis chapter 49 and verse 8, 9, and 10, that Judah ain't going to mount up to nothing. And even though Judah thinking that they can be something after their forefather Jacob said that they're not going to be nothing, they still does what? Exactly what Jacob said in 49 and verse 8. Their hands will be in the enemy neck, in their neck. Why? Because they're constantly fighting and not listening and taking on who they are. So the other 11 tribe only see us fighting the enemy and not getting victory, because we never took on anything. And what really saddens me, is when the Father shared with me that the Son of Man came, Deborah. The Son of Man came to die in the flesh for all mankind. But Judah was the main one on the face of the earth, Deborah, that should have mimicked the Son of Man. He said, Deborah, the lion, the king, came from the tribe of Judah. And you see not, Judah does not represent the lion. Judah does not represent the Son of Man, who came as the Lion of Judah. And I'm going to set an example. I went down to play. I bought this toy for my pit bull. And I went down to the basement and I was playing with him last night. And he wanted to play. He's just playing. He wanted me to play with him. He was enjoying me playing with him, to the point where the bark that he had was enough to make you run upstairs. He was barking so loud. I don't allow animals to get the victory or to fear me. I don't allow it. I don't allow it. Okay. So when he was barking, I allowed him to bark, but I wanted him to also understand that, I'm just playing with you, so don't, but his bark had this thing to bring on fear in your flesh. Now, my spirit wasn't afraid, but the fear of me as a flesh and as a female, I'm looking at the dog, he barking. I mean, it was a bark that I had never heard him. And it was a bark, and it was constant, and it was loud, it was piercing. I know the people outside could hear this voice. So I realized my little pit bull had a sound to him. And I liked it, that sound, even though it brought the flesh into some sort of, woo, but I liked it, the sound. When that's the way I, Sister Deborah, see Judah, the lion, the king. That's how I see him. So when I heard that voice barking like that, it was enough to let me know that anybody come up on this voice, the voice alone would fear them. They would fear. The voice. This dog didn't have to bother nobody. The voice of that bark that he had would cause someone to say, I'm out. I'm gone. Just his voice alone. I had never heard this animal, and I'd had in 2 years, that sound like that. And all he was doing is playing. He was just playing. And I had his toy, and he wanted to come after me for his toy, and I was shaking it, and he was just playing and barking like, give me my toy, give it here, mama, come on, give it. So he didn't really mean anything from it. But what it led me to bring that up is because when I see the Lion of Judah, I see the Son of Man being the king that came through the bloodline of Judah. And Judah missed it. And the father say, see, Deborah, you probably didn't even get the fullness. And somewhere along the line, I might not have. And I ain't gonna say I might not, but when he said I didn't get the fullness, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't. Because the fullness is that the Lion of Judah is the Son of Man. He came in the bloodline of the tribe of Judah. And to look at this, I said, but Father, to see it for what it is, it hurts. And it really does, you guys. It really does. What hurts about it, Deborah? What hurts about the Son of Man, Yeshua, coming as the Lion of Judah and in the tribe of Judah is to see that you mean to tell me, Father, y'all, it wasn't the 11 tribes that you brought the Messiah in. You brought the Messiah, the Son of Man, the Lion of Judah, into the tribe of Judah. This is what he wanted me to see. He said, while you're thinking that the tribe of Judah is the way that they are, because it's just who they are. But I want to give you a little bit of in-depth. He said, Deborah, the tribe of Judah came the king, the lion, the example of how every man were to walk, talk, act, and live. Deborah, back that up again. The Son of Man came as the lion, the king, the tribe, to the tribe of Judah, as the example for all men to behold. He said, so when you see that Judah brotherings and their, let's go there, Genesis 49 and verse 8. Let's go to Genesis 49 and verse 8. Judah are he whom thy brother shall praise. You hear that, Judah? You hear that, Judah? You were the tribe that your other 11 tribes were praising and praise. So this is what the Father is sharing with me. He said the whole world received something out of Judah. Judah came. Judah tribe, the bloodline of the Son of Man, came to die for all mankind. Judah! You don't even understand why the world has the hate that they have for you. And you have kindled all reason that fits your flesh and never tackle the reason that's in the spiritual realm of why that hate. He hath given it unto the prophetess to inform you to master Genesis 3 and 15. For this same reason does the serpent seed hate the woman's seed. It's for that same reason that he knows why the world hate Judah. And Judah think it's about their fleshly reasons. The Judah think it's about they messing with us. They doing this and they doing that to us. The Father began to tell me that Judah was the one that was scattered on the four corners in great numbers to the worst of the worst. He said Judah has not awakened as Jacob said. Judah wouldn't waken. Jacob telling y'all all over the world, Judah, that you ain't gonna get up to mount up to anything. That's why y'all say he put his servants among Judah to feed Judah spirit and truth, to show Judah the light. And where is Judah today? Worse than where they were yesterday. Isn't that sad? Why? Because they so in tune with the flesh understanding. Flesh understanding comes from books. Books come from what? The hands of man. This is why we needed the Ruach of the Creator. Because he's coming to knock all the books out the ballpark. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. He already knocked them out. I'm going to tell you the truth of that whole matter. He knocked them books out of the ballpark. That's just the those that are of the serpent seed and born of the flesh still gripping the books for their understanding, because they didn't know that the understanding comes from the greater understanding comes from within, not without. On the outer man, it comes from within. It's never someone on the out going to override what's in me. Because greater is he, which is the ruach of the creator that rests within, than he that rests within all y'all books. How about that? Now, Judah was supposed to, I'm going to have to get off of this one because I have to pull up another video. Judah was supposed to understand why he's in the land of captivity, but heavens knew that he wouldn't. That's why he didn't ease up off the captivity itself. Even to the point of today, he didn't change anything. He didn't ease up. He didn't come down to deliver. He didn't come down to save you out of these situations, because Judah didn't never recognize nor respect the whole purpose of the curse itself. Even to today, they still thinking it's about a black and a white thing. That's why they teach about black women and white men and white black men and black women and all this old stuff, because that's what they feed on, and they want you to feed on it too. And when you're feeding on all this here chaos, you're not feeding on that which has all answers, and that is the teaching of he that is greater than he that is on the outside, and that is Yah on the inside. Now, Sister Deborah, would say I'm going to have to pull off to come back, but I want to leave this with you. The Father was sharing with me there was a greater reason for the captivity as well. The light was and could have been turned on, even if it was a pin needle of light. That understanding was always there, but they did not have what it takes to understand spirit and truth. And so therefore, they didn't have the light to see in the midst of all of this darkness that's going on. But they have their books, so let them keep their books, and maybe it can justify, clarify, and identify to them what is, what was, and what shall come, because they're going to be out there still dealing with the books instead of spirit and truth. So Sister Deborah, the key. The key to it was, let me go on through this here. The key to it was Genesis chapter 49 and verse 8, where he says, Judah, thou art whom thy brother shall praise. That's letting you know, Judah, you was meant for a purpose, and you never reached the destiny, just as Jacob prophesied. And then you get to Genesis 27. Let's look at Genesis 27. I'm almost done, because I have to go into this lesson that was given to me this morning. Genesis 27 and verse 29. Genesis 27 and verse 29. Let people serve thee, and the nation bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren. He was talking to Judah. Judah, this is back in Torah. See, that's why Sister Deborah cannot embrace or accept anything to come in the inside where Yah reside, even in my ears and eyes, to even believe that these people are who they say that they are, and they thinking they are prophets and prophetess, thinking that they have mastered Torah, Greek and Hebrew, thinking they have known the beginning to the end. All of this could be so in the flesh. They have not sit with the spirit of the Most High Yah. That's why Yah tell his elect, try the spirit, Deborah, by the spirit. Don't try that flesh. Reach that spirit realm. See, that's what they didn't understand. Yah goes after the spirit. These people on this devil platform goes to manipulate your flesh so you can continue to walk in fleshly darkness. And that's why you're still in darkness with no understanding of the 400 years, and realize the 400 years gone. You still up in here, but you don't have the understanding because you walk in the ways of the flesh, and the flesh is walking the ways in what it can see and believe, what it can read and believe, and what is on the outside, which is all these books that teaches them, and they believe. Now, here in Genesis chapter 27 and verse 29, listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this. Genesis chapter 27, verse 29. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. For Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's son bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that cursed thee. Blessed be he that blessed thee. What is the Father saying to you? What is the Father saying? Judah, you never, ever got it. When he said here in Genesis 27 and verse 29, cursed be everyone that cursed thee. Blessed be he that blessed thee. He letting you know he didn't offer that, Judah. He did not offer that to the other 11 tribes. Why? Because he had something special coming out of the tribe of Judah. Something powerful coming out of the tribe of Judah. And he wanted you to know, before I bring the Messiah, Yeshua, the Son of Man, out of your lineage, I want to let you know, he that blesses you and he that curses you, I'm not going to tolerate it. Listen to what he said. Genesis 27 and verse 29. It says, cursed be everyone that curses thee, and blessed be he that blesses thee. Who is he talking to? Go right back to that verse and up to the first. Genesis chapter 27, verse 29. Let people serve thee, Judah, and nations bow down to thee, Judah. Be Lord over your brethren, which is the 11 tribes. And let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. He's telling Judah, you got 11 brothers. Their nations of who they are, their tribes of who they are, must bow down to you. But what happened? Judah was dispersed and brought to a land. Judah would have to go back to stuff like this to reclaim understanding. Now, in his process of understanding, he's going to also suffer the wrath, because the whole purpose of Judah here in the land of his captivity is that he know himself, know his position, know his purpose, and come to know the one that come to die for him as the tribe, the leading tribe of the whole house of Israel and the whole world. Why? Because Judah, he brought the Messiah out of your line, not the other 11 tribes. You see, even though the Messiah came to be born of a woman, you got to also understand what nationality was that woman that Judah was coming out of. So you got to understand all of that. And why did he say a seed of the woman? Because she was Mary was birthing a spiritual seed and a natural seed. So you go back and you understand who is that natural seed bloodline. It'll bust you wide open. And why did Yah choose her? The true reason. See, that's where the problem is at. They didn't know that Yeshua had two routes, but one mission. He came in the spirit and in the flesh. Judah never identified the flesh, nor can he understand the spirit. Because the spirit, I think it's more sad that Judah never understood the spirit. Because that came out, the roar of the lion, the power of the lion, the authority of the lion, the king of the lion. But by them never understanding Yeshua's spirit and his flesh, they just take on a flesh identity that represents the outer man and not the inner. Judah failed to master the way of Yeshua. Instead, they went to David. They trying to master David polygamy. They went to Abraham, Isaac, and Solomon. Everything out of the flesh man they trying to master. And they never realized that the authority, the power, and the roar of Judah was coming from the spirit. And they missed it. They never did mimic the walk of Yeshua. They over here mimicking Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and David, and Moses, and Solomon, all the sin of the flesh of man, and they never understood who was pulling up out beyond them, which was the lion, the tribe of Judah, the king. They never mastered the king of Judah. They own gift from on high. So I want to explain to you all something. The reason why he brought through the Son of Man and the Son of Yah through Judah is because his whole purpose for Judah from the beginning was what he said also in Genesis chapter 27, verse 9. Let people serve thee, Judah, and nations bow down to thee, Judah, and the Lord over thy brethren and thy mothers, which is other 11, 12, bow down to thee. But I want to let you know, Judah, curse everyone that curses you, Judah, and curse everyone that and blessed be he that bless you, Judah. You never understood it because he was bringing the king down your line and you missed it. Because you focus on every flesh of a man to mimic and never mimic Yeshua, the lion that came as the king and the roar of all power. His roaring should be an example to us when we are in our spirit. That's why when I see, and I watch YouTube and I see when these men have a lion and that lion be turning his head and he got that big old, and he roar, oh, that does something to, that melts Deborah. Oh, yeah, that melts him. That's probably why that dog, when I heard that dog, I was like, oh, no, I'm scared, but that, woo, you see what I'm saying? It does something to me when they have that lion, because if only they knew, said the Most High Yah, the roar of that lion coming to bring power and authority as a king. And because they never, ever looked at the true king that came down to represent them, that's why they're still asleep. And Jacob said they will not awaken. That's why the prophet is trying to figure out how is it that they can't open up the doors with the keys. Father, why is it they can't open the doors, step into the house? What's the deal? That means step into the will, the power, the authority of the Most High Yah with the keys. Because the keys have not been given to them to step therein because they never mastered it. That was my question even as a young person. Why didn't you come to rescue some of the issues that the world put upon them? He wasn't coming. Because Judah is serving lots and lots of flesh. Even their understanding, they seek only in the books in which they can see to believe. Y'all said you got to believe in that which is unseen versus that which is seen. That's why my words is powerful than a seen book. I don't have to be Enoch and all these other books to know the word. See, Enoch speaking words and all these other books speaking words, but who is the word? Heaven and earth shall pass away, meaning everything that existed, even your books. But the real true word rests in the bosom of the Most High God. The true word, not the words. Sister is hanging on there because I see a lot of things going on to get people focused off revelation. And I'm saying to the Father, Father, you always got a ram in the bush that can see, that can be used for your purpose. You always set it up like that. And I'm sitting here watching Revelation unfold, and they got their tails over in other books, looking at fallen angels and giants and dragons and aliens. When the Father said, your focus, Deborah, Get in your lane right now. Get in your lane. The lane is staying in the spirit realm and not in the flesh realm. Because the flesh can take you all over the world and demonic and Satanism and worshiping, and that's what it's doing. So he said that I asked him, I said, well, how is it they don't see revelation, but they can see what's going on in the world right now, in a demonic world? Why is it they can see the darkness? He said, because they sit in darkness, waiting to behold the darkness and the evil they're in. They can't see the light on the other side. The light on the other side is revelation, coming to get victory. They can't see that. They can try to go into revelation and then bring it on over in today, and they keep ending back over in this darkness of today because they have not seen the marvelous light that coming in through revelation. They don't see all the things that the Father is doing. He bringing them from the uttermost darkness and bringing tame fallen angels to do his judgment, his wrath, and his tribulation. They don't see that. But they over here watching Satan's moves. Fallen angels and dragons and giants and what else? What else? Aliens. That's the work of Satan. Now, I said to the Father, when it looked like there's a battle going on right now, he said it is an unseen one. And I'm letting it take place because of Proverbs 16 and verse 4 that I created for myself a day for wicked and evil. And those which behold that which is in the evil, they're going to stand right in the evil gate, watching and beholding all darkness. They ain't going to see my victory. They ain't going to see me telling them that when this river dry up, somebody coming up to do something. They ain't going to see when the locusts coming. They coming up from here. They ain't going to see when my two witnesses come, I'm bringing somebody from underneath to fight it. If there's were fallen angels, giants, and all this out here on the world today, as everybody in the world got you all into it, and it's okay. The Father said it's all still going according to not Sister Deborah's will, His will, because He said there's a division on the earth, and the division was to seal minds. Minds are sealed in their forehead. They see over on the other side the darkness, which everybody clowning in, reading in, believing in. And on this side, they also can see the end game of it all. You see? And he said in Revelation, that's why he pulled up, and the things that's going on in Revelation, they'll dip in on the book and read it, but they'll slide right back over on this end into the darkness. And it makes so much sense. I see them 100% of the time doing just that. They'll run to Revelation. Oh, it's just like it said, just like it's prophesied. Y'all say, listen to it. And they don't even see the prophecies of his will. Because those that are born of the flesh is of the flesh. Those that are born of the spirit is of the spirit. Those that are of the serpent seed is of the serpent seed. Those that are of the woman seed is of the woman seed, which is the spiritual seed, not a female seed, but a spiritual seed. So he said, let them be where they shall be in this day and time. Okay, so what the battle is, the unseen battle is the mind. The mind of these people who believe that the battle is seen in the flesh and not understanding. It's a battle of the mind, of the spirit of darkness. And on this end, he's showing you, okay, let me take you to this here that is prophesied, and this is the way it is, this is the way it's going to go, and bam, bam, bam. And I'm like looking at there, I'm saying, wait a minute, hold up, Father. Y'all, you said that you put angels down at the bottomless pit, and they are chained in uttermost darkness for a time. Wait a minute, hold up. You going down yonder to pull all these up to. He said, yeah. While I'm pulling up them to do the will of my end day prophecies, here it is, Satan over here got the minds of people, thinking he got the power to show aliens and giants and giants and what is it, fallen angels. And then he say, now, how is it you're going to follow a book and not follow the Lion of Judah? The Lion of Judah didn't come telling you anything about fallen angels. The Lion of Judah didn't tell you about aliens. The Lion of Judah didn't tell you anything about giants. The Lion of Judah came telling you the end and what to expect. So how is it that Satan tells you Enoch and all these other demonic books, which the flesh of man created, not Yah, heavens didn't tell you that. You told yourself. And you worship them, you honor them, you praise them, and you serve them, and you have made them live within yourself, in your flesh. So your spirit is not going to have Yah abiding in it because you chose already who you already come to know. You see? But when the Ruach turn in and out of you, he shows you, Deborah, I son you as the tribe of Judah. You know who the lion is. The lion, the roar, the power, the king. And here they representing themselves as men and women that have never respect the Lion of Judah. He said they showing them on their earrings, their necklace, their shirts, and all the Lion of Judah, and all on their back, and all on their page, and don't even know who the Lion of Judah is. Clowning, circus, big old sign on the circus, open up every day. The Lion of Judah. And he said they don't even know. And they over here serving the unseen Satan spirit. Satan don't even have to do anything. He said they just follow it. Because when you are the seed of Satan, you follow that darkness into stupidity. Deborah, you don't have to say stupid. Just say they the serpent seed, the serpent seed. But when you're on this side, and greater is he that's in you, he makes sure you understand. He said, I sent out 4 horses. They still don't get it. I told them when it dries up, something coming up. They still don't get it. I said, when the scorpions come, scorpion, I want you to sting those who don't have the seal. I like that. Don't have the what? The seal. What Revelation 7 said, angels, go down there and seal my hands. See, that's what the tribe Israel don't understand. And Judah, they don't understand. He's coming for a spiritual Israel inside of Israel and Judah. Not Judah and Israel. Not Judah and Israel, but a spirit inside of them. This is why he letting everybody go exactly where they need to be. Why? He already took the wheat from out of the tare. He already separated you, child. That's why you're separating yourself to the world in the ways of the world and can't even see it. And it's almost, you could pretty much almost see it as a strong delusion. But the will of the Father is stronger than a strong delusion. The will of the Father is stronger than the strong delusion. But when you look up on this side, he's sitting here saying, now, do you see me over here, Deborah? I see you, Father. You know I see you. He said, you see me taking the locust from the bottomless pit. And what else did I take from the bottomless pit? What else did I take from the bottomless pit? You took the one that killed the 2 prophets that you sending out from the bottomless pit. You see the 4 horses? What did I say when the lake dry up? Something coming from underneath, ain't it? He said, so where are they getting all this coming? And all over the top and all in here. He said, when he said principality in high places, he said they didn't even get that. Principality in high places mean power and authority on the earth. It ain't that principality got a position in high. They down low. It's just a position in how they take over man and control man on the earth. This is spiritual positions on the earth. Why? High places represent the power of that individual is high in power among us. Like the elites. Principality in high places. High places, not high in the sky. High places. They in a place of high authority. and high control and high power. The four corners, the control and power, where the one world system come in. That's high places. The beast coming from a high place. The false Christ, the false Christ, high places. The false prophet, high places, mean high authority on the earth. If they up there, then they can't be high. They got to come down where we are at, which is on the earth, and take on high positions. But they are the seeds of Satan, just like in Genesis chapter 6. They want to call the sons of man fallen angels. They doing it today. They calling them fallen angels, and they have nothing to do with it. They have no place. Y'all is not going to let the fallen angels be over here cutting up from the floor, the aliens cutting up from the floor, sorcery cutting up from the floor, and what else? Giants cutting up from the floor, and he over here cutting up from in Revelation, bringing everything from underneath, and we here calling everything falling down or in the air, as if there's a war. When I want someone to answer in Genesis chapter 24, when let me say that I have to close out. I have to, because I have to start this really Matthew's when you get to Matthew's 24, this is what's really powerful to me. And everything that the lion, the king, the Son of Man that came with the Son of Yah, that all power stepped on the scene. We never looked at him and said, I want to be like him. You won't hear Judah talk about the only one that came down to represent him. They won't talk about it. They won't. Why? Why is it that Judah won't talk about Yeshua? Because they can't. They reject mimicking him and the ways that he showed us. They don't want to look like him. They don't want to appear like him. They don't want to walk like him. They don't want to talk like him. They don't want to represent him, but they want to say they are Judah. They want to claim the lion. They want to claim the king. They want to claim the rulership, but they don't want to claim he that came down from above to show them how to walk the way the Father has willed them to walk. They never pick up the torch, the baton of Yeshua HaMashiach. That's what Judah failed at. And that's why Judah's still suffering. Judah never mastered it for the 400 years. That was the mission of Judah. Took the 400 years was for Judah to master somewhat. And the mastering was, if they didn't get it in the 400 years, round about the end, their children would have gotten it. But they have not. But it did not shake nor break the will of the Father. Things still need be. They have to still go on. In Matthew's chapter, and I want y'all to listen to this. In Matthew's, let me get it, chapter 24, and 24, Matthew chapter 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon Mount Olive, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the signs? What shall be the signs of the coming of the end of the world? Now the Lion of Judah poured up and poured out to us. What did he say? And Yeshua answered and said unto us, what is happening today? This is the close that Sister Deborah can get you all. I can't get you no closer, y'all. I don't even think I want to get you any closer to what Yeshua is about to say. Yeshua allowed this to override everything that is coming and that was of the end of the world. He let this here override it all. The first word he said, Matthew 24 and verse 4. Yeshua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. And that's what you see in the world today. People are 100 trillion time infinity deceived. And that's why they can't see truly the mission of the Lion of Judah and how they were to fall under that lion and walk. They were the only one chosen to walk in the way of the Lion of Judah. Judah was supposed to walk like Yeshua. They were supposed to look, act, talk. Why? Because the lion that Yah brought out represent Judah. When he said, when they that curse you, they shall be cursed. Those that bless you shall bless, they shall be blessed. He was only talking about Judah. Judah only. Judah really didn't get it. They never got it. And it's over. 400 years and something. Judah still today never got it. When the disciples warned, I like where it says in Matthew 24, it says that, and as he sat on upon the Mount Olive, the disciples came unto him privately. You hear that, Judah? You hear that? Yeshua was coming to the disciples privately. That's like you, Judah. Yah came to you privately. He showed you the way. You missed it from the beginning to the end. And now you're following the ways of the flesh to all these books to get you away from what is actually taking place in the spirit realm of the Creator. So let me tell you what he said. He said, Matthew chapter 24 and verse 3. Notice he's talking about a private. They were private. Letting you know this is special, you guys. That's what this book is saying to you. This talk that Yeshua had with the disciples, it was private. As sister is speaking today. When it jumps down to verse 4, this is a private message to a people that take heed that no man deceive you. And guess what? Judah, you have 100 times infinity been deceived. You never knew who you were. And Jacob knew it. That's why he said a cub in Genesis 49, verse 9 and 10. You're going to be a cub to an old lion, crouched down, doing nothing until the tribe of Judah, the lion, raise you up. Shalom and shalom.